Hello everyone. Today in this video we are going to learn about special general ledger accounting, the configuration steps and also the certification questions related to special GL. So we all know that we have different general ledger accounting types. In addition to that, to differentiate between the transactions which we post to the general ledger accounting, we have special GL types. So, special general ledger indicators are used in conjunction with customer and supplier postings to modify the general ledger reconciliation account posted to during a transaction to depict a different business posting. So, as I said, to differentiate between the different types of posting from the customers and suppliers, we use this special GL types. Cases in which you might need to post to different general ledger accounts includes down payments received or sent, down payment requests, guarantees, security deposits, and so on. So these are the different types of transactions where we use the special GL transactions, that is for down payment requests, guarantees, security deposits, and whenever we receive the down payments and whenever we send the down payments, we post those transactions with special GL indicator. Special general ledger indicators are defined on client level, and the system comes with many types pre-configured through the SAP best practices content. So SAP has already delivered with number of special GL indicators. So the client can use the special GL indicators as per their requirement. And from the screenshot we can see for all the customers the special GL indicator is linked. D is for doubtful receivables, E is for individual value adjustments, G is for guarantees given, H security deposit, payment request P, interest receivable Z, down payments, intangible assets I. So these are all the special GL indicators which we can use in conjunction with customer. If we want to talk about special general ledger indicators, it was divided into three categories. Just as we discussed, it was divided into down payments, bills of exchange, and others such as transferring amounts to doubtful receivables or guarantees. So these are the three categories. In addition to these business categories, there are also different types from a system perspective, with offsetting entries and without offsetting entries. With offsetting entries is nothing but offsetting for the debit line item or a credit line item. There will be offsetting entry for the line item to balance that document. So these offsetting entries can be picked up automatically or we can assign it manually. So let us see with offsetting entries what is the example. So these can be configured with a fixed offsetting account determination, which is automatic offsetting entries, meaning For example, the customer line with the special general ledger and the offsetting line item is set previously in customizing of the special general ledger. So we are posting the customer line with the special GL indicator, and based on that it will pick the special general ledger. So if we see, normally whenever we post to the customer line item, it triggers the reconciliation account. It triggers the normal reconciliation account. So for special GL transactions, we will link the alternative reconciliation accounts to this normal reconciliation account. So whenever we use the customer, it will post a special transaction to that alternative GL account, which picks automatically from the configuration. So an example for this is posting of guarantees, paid or received, for which the offsetting account is given. So posting of guarantees. Okay. These are either included in the note section of the financial statement or aren't included at all. So there is a chance of these transactions gets included in the financial statement, that in note section. They can be also configured to not have a fixed offsetting account. So means fixed offsetting account means it is like there is an option for us to choose our offsetting account, that is nothing but free offsetting entries. So for this, an example is the customer line with a specific special general ledger, and you also enter the offsetting line item manually. An example of this is posting received payments to specific bank sub account. Okay. So these are the two different types of offsetting entries. One is automatic and one is free. And we have the special GL transactions which doesn't use any offsetting entries. That is just noted items. Just we will note that items. So this will not be included in the financial statement, and used to keep track of and trigger manual or automatic incoming and outgoing payments are dunning. But this will be used in the automatic payment program and also in the dunning. The most typical example of this kind of entry is down payment request. These entries post a single line to the customer or supplier account without any effect on the balance of the account. So it doesn't have any other line item to balance this account, to balance this document, and it won't update any general ledger accounts. So this is without offsetting entries. So noted items are the example for without offsetting entries, and posting guarantees or posting received payments to specific bank account. Now we check the configuration of the special GL indicator. So if we see the configuration, we can see we are configuring the customer and the special GL indicator Z, and the properties are we are noting here as we are specifying here whether it is an noted item and release to credit limit, commitment warning and special GL transaction types, whether it is a down payment or down payment request, it's a bill of exchange, guarantees given, it is under others. And we will use this target special GL indicator, and I will show when and when and where in the following slides. And the posting key which we use for this is for debit 09 and for credit 19. So these are the few things we do in this. So we choose special GL transaction types. You can configure existing general ledger indicators and create new indicators in customizing. Special general indicators are single digit and cross client. So choose the codification carefully. When creating or maintaining an indicator, we maintain the following data as I discussed, whether it is an noted item, release to credit limit, and commitments warning. So whenever you remember, I think like whenever we post the down payment request, and when we post the down payment and when we make a invoice, we will get a pop-up saying that already down payment exists for this PO or for this customer. So it is just trying to highlight that there is already a credit amount, so make use of that credit amount in balancing the invoice. In the previous screen, I was explaining about the alternative GL account, alternative reconciliation account, how it will be picked based on the reconciliation account. Here we can see we are assigning for this customer and for this special GL indicator G, and whenever the reconciliation account is this, we are asking to post to this alternative reconciliation account. So you also define the alternative reconciliation general ledger account to use per the main reconciliation account. The system is set up to post the same alternative reconciliation accounts, same account for all the reconciliation account. So however, this isn't a requirement. You can assign separate general ledger accounts for each main reconciliation account if required. So if it has to post to the alternative reconciliation account based on this combination, it will pick it from here. So the next thing is posting. So you enter the special GL indicator manually when making postings in financial accounting. So whenever we give the customer here, when you use a special GL indicator, so here we are going to give the special GL indicator, the system posts to customers and suppliers with the posting keys listed in the table. In many SAP Fiori applications, the posting key isn't entered manually but is assigned automatically by the system when you assign a special GL indicator to the line item. So the posting keys are automatically picked because we already assigned the posting keys in the special GL configuration. Down payments and down payment requests. So now let us see how we include down payment in the while creating the PO. So while creating the PO, we have an option in the invoice tab of the line item section. Here it shows DP category, mandatory down payment, no down payment, voluntary down payment. So if we select mandatory down payment, So once we create this PO, it will create a down payment request. So it will send to the otherwise it will because the PO is creates with vendor. So vendor already mentioned that a down payment has to be made against this invoice to get the goods. So we will create here. So let us see the brief information about this down payments and down payment requests. Down payments and down payment requests are also integrated with purchasing and sales and distribution. In purchasing, when you post a PO, you indicate on the PO header and the relevant line items that a down payment is required. For an example of down payment category selections. This creates a down payment request in financial accounting, which is nothing but a noted item with special general ledger indicator F. When you make a down payment, you assign the relevant PO lines and this removes the down payment request obligation. The system automatically assigns special general ledger indicator A to the down payment posting. So when you post the final invoice from the supplier, you assign the down payment to the invoice so that the system knows to connect the invoice open item with the down payment debit amount. So the down payment is automatically moved from the down payment reconciliation account to the main reconciliation down payment account. So this is actually the process how it works when we create the down payment with reference to the PO. So now let us see how it works in sales and distribution. In sales and distribution, on the other hand, when billing is performed with FAZ billing type, the system triggers a down payment request with special GL indicator F to be sent to the customer, indicating you expect the down payment by the agreed due date. When the down payment is received, the noted item is deleted. The down payment request is replaced by the down payment once received. So with just special GL indicator A. When an item is invoiced, the associated down payment is moved to the normal reconciliation account as a credit open item and can be cleared against the invoice together with the received payments. So this is the process in sales and distribution. So in sales and distribution, the down payment request is created at the time of creating the billing document with billing type FAZ. So we understood that we can post the special GL transactions to the alternative reconciliation accounts, and also we discussed that can be posted to automatic offsetting entries or otherwise a free offsetting entry. So we have seen from where the GL account gets picked up for automatic offsetting entry, but for free offsetting entry we have to enter manually. So how we can achieve that? Where we can enter it manually. So in this screen we can see that if we select when creating the GL account, we can see this reconciliation account ready. If we check this box, we can update the reconciliation account or we can select the required reconciliation account manually. So posting to different reconciliation accounts. There is an additional option for you to post to a different reconciliation account when posting to customers. You can configure the reconciliation account as ready for input during document posting. You don't even need to enter a special general ledger indicator in this case. So if we have selected this checkbox, then even we no need to give the special GL indicator. It will give the option for us to select the manual reconciliation account. So based on our requirement, we can select the manual reconciliation account. This might be required if your system uses a confusing amount of special general ledger indicators to support all the requirements for posting to alternative accounts. So if there is n number of special GL indicators and let us read again. If your system uses a confusing amount of special GL indicators to support all the requirements for posting to alternative accounts, so there will be different requirements from the client to meet all the different kind of transactions. So it is confusing. So we actually know the reconciliation account, and if without any special GL indicator, we can manually input the reconciliation account and post the document. There are 3 steps to make the reconciliation account selectable during document entry. The first step is, as I said, we have to select this checkbox reconciliation account ready for input in the general ledger account master record definition. First we need to check this, and second step we need to change the field status, means like change the account group for reconciliation accounts to allow you to maintain the reconciliation account. Normally it will be suppressed. Reconciliation account ready for input field is suppressed, but we have to set it to optional. And the third one is to configure the valid alternative reconciliation accounts per reconciliation account to indicate the options a user has for entry. So what are all the alternative reconciliation accounts? What are the permitted? So if we have this GL, we will get all these options. So we can select from this list. We can the field is ready for entry when you select an account with the main reconciliation account. So if we select this entry, we have assigned all these alternative GLs in the previous config. So all the items, all the alternative GLs will be populated for selection while document entry. So with that we completed the config steps, and now moving on to the certification questions. So it is a true or false question. You can change all delivered special general ledger indicators and assign your own to business processes. That is actually a false, because actually in this in the material which we studied, we nowhere discussed that it is totally can be exchanged with our own special general ledger indicators. So there are certain processes that are tied to the special general ledger accounts being configured in a specific way. So if we know that, if we rewind the process of down payment with PO and business process of sales order, means like billing creation, how the down payment gets created, we remember that a down payment request gets created with down payment special GL indicator F, and once we receive the down payment, it will be converted to special GL indicator A. So there is some scenarios which are interlinked with the special GL indicator. So few of the general ledger indicators we cannot change. So it is a false statement. And another statement is the special general ledger indicator is the only way to post a customer or supplier using a different reconciliation account. Again, it is false. So as mentioned, we can also configure the reconciliation account field to be changeable or selectable during document posting. This eliminates the need for special general ledger transaction in certain cases. So for which of the following special GL transactions does the SAP S4 HANA application not update the transaction figures? This is a straightforward answer. So for the noted items, it doesn't update the transaction figures. So for which type of account is the line item display generally active? So even in traditional ERP system, general ledger account is always active for the reconciliation accounts. So as a special general ledger account is also a reconciliation account, I feel that reconciliation account and special general ledger reconciliation accounts in traditional SAP system, the line item was generally active, but in SAP S4 HANA it is active for all the accounts. What sort of special general ledger types exist? So it is special general ledger types. So noted items, automatic and free offsetting entries. So here they said it is 2, but so okay. It is a kind of what sort of special general ledger types exist. So if we remember, the special general ledger types are, these are categories and these are the types. So it is offsetting entries and without offsetting entries. So I think noted items is a special category. So if we want to tell, then it is automatic offsetting entries and free offsetting entries. So let me correct without noted items and automatic offsetting entries, free offsetting entries. I feel all these three are correct answers. And here it shows statistical, and if we see in our document, so here these are included in the notes section of the financial statement and aren't included at all. Yeah, it's a statistical. So I think all the three might be correct, but they asked only for two. Okay. So which of the following statements apply to the special general ledger types of noted items? So noted items is no zero balance check is made in the system, correct? Noted items are posted to an alternative reconciliation account, correct? No postings are made on an offsetting account, correct? No special general ledger indicators of your own can be created of this type. The account for the offsetting entry is selected automatically. So as they asked for three answers, these three looks perfect, and this is like it is a little bit kind of yes or no, that depends on the kind of noted item we use. For which special GL indicator do you specify a target special GL indicator? For noted, for vendor, for the request, mainly the customer down payment request or vendor down payment request. It's a request. For reporting purposes, your client would like to present information about customer postings that are not reflected in the GL. Which special GL type do you recommend? It's a noted items. Down payments received. Reduce the total of which of the following entries? It should be receivables. For which of the following transactions can you use noted items? Down payment request. Which of the following is an example of an automatic offsetting entry? So posting of a guarantee payment. Which is the first step in the procedure of making down payments in the customer area? Down payment request. In the integrated scenario for down payments, in what step of the process do you enter the down payment information? In the purchase order creation. So these are the few questions which I have seen related to certification. If you have any more questions which you come across, please update in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. We will meet in our next video.